Suruoxu was held in Chanyang's arms, her body trembling slightly, her breathing rapid. The system notification sounded in Chanyang's mind. Suruoxu's emotion value plus 1,000. Current emotion value 8,888. A wicked smile curled at the corner of Chanyang's mouth. He tightened his grip, and Suruoxu gasped, her soft body pressed against his firm chest. Don't be afraid. I'll show you what a real man is. Chanyang's low voice, with its power to captivate, echoed in Suruoxu's ear. Suruoxu's heart felt like it would burst out of her chest. Shame, fear, anticipation, a mix of complex emotions intertwined, leaving her powerless to resist. Chanyang kicked open the bedroom door with his foot, the dim light spilling in, illuminating their intertwined figures. He gently placed Suruoxu on the soft bed, his gaze burning into her. Suruoxu bit her lip, her long eyelashes fluttering slightly, like a startled fawn, endearingly vulnerable. Chanyang leaned down, his scorching kiss landing on Suruoxu's forehead, nose, cheek, and finally, on her luscious red lips. Suruoxu trembled, instinctively trying to push Chanyang away, but he held her tighter, more forcefully. His kiss was aggressive, possessive, leaving her breathless, unable to think. She could only clutch Chanyang's shoulders, allowing him to take what he wanted. They spent the night together. Days later, the morning sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, falling on the rumpled sheets. Suruoxu lay curled up in Chanyang's arms, her whole body aching, yet with a hint of satisfaction. She looked up at Chanyang's sharp profile, a hint of infatuation flashing in her eyes. Last night, she had completely surrendered to this man. His strength was beyond her imagination. You're a beast. Suruoxu's voice was hoarse, with a touch of playful reproach. Chanyang chuckled, stroking her soft hair. What? Don't you like it? Who said I didn't like it? Suruoxu's cheeks instantly flushed red, like ripe apples tempting to be plucked. Chanyang leaned down and whispered in her ear. Since you like it, let's do it again. Suruoxu gasped, trying to escape, but Chanyang caught her. Another passionate encounter. It wasn't until the sun was high in the sky that they finally got out of bed. Suruoxu washed up and changed into a light blue dress, looking exceptionally fresh and elegant. She walked into the living room and saw Chanyang sitting on the sofa, holding his phone, his brow furrowed. What's wrong? Suruoxu asked, with concern. Chanyang looked up at Suruoxu, a smile appearing on his face. Nothing, just thinking of some things. He put down his phone, walked over to Suruoxu, and gently put his arm around her waist. Suruoxu, thank you. Suruoxu was taken aback, not understanding why Chanyang was thanking her. Thank me for what? Thank you for making me stronger. Chanyang's voice was deep and powerful, his eyes filled with confidence. The system's notification sounded again. Congratulations, host emotion value has broken through 10,000. System lottery function unlocked. He couldn't wait to open the system interface and choose to draw. The wheel spun rapidly, finally stopping on a square. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 10 points of free attributes. Chanyang didn't hesitate, adding all the attribute points to his physique. A warm current instantly surged through his body. He felt full of strength, as if he had become younger. He walked to the mirror, looked at himself, and a satisfied smile appeared on his face. His previously slightly tired face now radiated vitality and energy. He chose to draw again. The wheel spun again, finally stopping on a square. Congratulations, host. You have obtained the suit-up Qizhi Xunjiang. Chanyang was slightly taken aback. He didn't expect to draw this. He put the badge on his chest, and a suit-up temperament instantly arose. He felt like a different person. Every movement exuded a unique charm. Suruoxu, I'm going out for a while. You stay home and rest. Chanyang adjusted his clothes and said to Suruoxu, Where are you going? Suruoxu asked reluctantly. To the company to handle some things. Chanyang smiled faintly, a flash of coldness in his eyes. He had already decided to carry out a meager purge of the company. Those who were incompetent and relied on connections to climb the ladder. There's time to clean them out. I'll wait for you to come back. Suruoxu nodded obediently. Chanyang kissed her forehead and turned to leave. He went to the garage, drove a black Rolls-Royce Phantom, and headed towards the company. Half an hour later, Chanyang arrived at the company. He walked into the company lobby and immediately attracted everyone's attention. Good morning, Mr. Chen. The employees greeted Chanyang, their eyes filled with awe. Chanyang nodded and walked straight to the elevator. He arrived at the top floor, the president's office, sat at the large desk, and turned on the computer. He carefully reviewed the company's financial statements and employee information, his face becoming increasingly gloomy. The company's situation was worse than he had imagined. Many employees had gotten in through connections. They had no ability whatsoever. Some employees, although capable, were complacent and unmotivated. These people were the company's parasites. They had to be eliminated. Chun Yang picked up the phone and dialed the human resources manager's number. Send out a notice. All department managers will meet in a conference room in half an hour. Chun Yang's voice was cold and firm, brooking no argument. Half an hour later, the conference room was full of people. The managers from all departments were present. They looked at each other, wondering what Chun Yang was up to. Chun Yang walked into the conference room, sat in the main seat, and scanned the room. Today, I'm calling this meeting for one purpose. Chun Yang's voice was deep and powerful, echoing in the conference room. That is, to carry out a major purge of the company. These words caused an uproar. Mr. Chin, what do you mean? A department manager stood up, his face grim. What do I mean? My meaning is very simple. Chun Yang sneered, throwing a list on the table. The people on this list, all fired. This? Everyone looked at the list. Their faces changed. The people on the list were all old employees of the company, or people with connections. Mr. Chen, you're doing something wrong, aren't you? Another department manager stood up, his tone strong. Wrong? What's wrong with me? I'm the company's largest shareholder. I have the right to decide anything about the company. Chun Yang slammed his hand on the table, shouting angrily. You people, you're complacent, unmotivated, you only rely on connections and backdoors. The company is feeding you. It's a complete waste of resources. Now, I'm giving you a chance. Resign voluntarily, and I'll give you a severance package. If you don't want to, then don't blame me for being ruthless. Chun Yang's words shocked everyone present. They didn't expect Chun Yang to be so tough, so decisive. Mr. Chen, if you do this, it will cause turmoil in the company. An old employee said tremblingly. Turmoil? I'm not afraid of turmoil. Chun Yang sneered, his eyes filled with arrogance. I founded this company. I won't allow anyone to destroy it. Even if the company is really in turmoil, I have the ability to stabilize it again. Now I'll ask again, who wants to resign voluntarily? Chun Yang's voice echoed in the conference room, intimidating everyone's hearts. Silence. Dead silence. No one dared to speak, no one dared to stand up. They were all intimidated by Chun Yang's aura. All right, since you don't want to resign voluntarily, then don't blame me for being ruthless. Chun Yang smiled coldly, picked up the phone, and dialed the security department's number. Security department? Take the people on the list, all of them.